Okay, next I'm going to show you kind of a little progression we do, and then maybe some drill, and then some drills, talk about circuit and all that stuff. Okay, we call this a tag drill. Okay, now tag drill, you can make the box 5 by 5. I usually make it 7 by 7, sometimes 8 by 8, 9 by 9. And this is something you can do with pads, helmet. I got this a few years back when I was at Southern Illinois, when I worked the Showcase Northwestern camp with Northwestern guys. Um, it's teaches a lot about the fundamentals of tackling. Some of the stuff we talked about is we will time these guys. So you're going to have, and I let it run through a few times, but you're going to have a guy at each corner. Okay, you're going to have a guy at each corner. Okay, guy at each corner, and he's got to stay in that box. They're imaginary lines. You got two lines here, then over here, they're imaginary lines. These guys can go anywhere in the box. Okay. He's going to try to tag them at the hips or below with his thumbs up, palms up as fast as he can. And we'll time, guys, or I'll see I have one of my players I can't do it time. Okay. And then we see you can do it the fastest because it teaches them obviously to attack, to close space because it's timed. Okay. And so teach them to attack, close space, and tag those guys as fast as they can. Once the guy's tagged, he's got to get out as fast as he can. Once he's tagged, and then we have a little competition with it. But if he touches him up on the shoulders, the tag's bad, only one hand, it doesn't count. The guy stays in the box. Okay. So it teaches guys to close space, okay, to pick a leverage. They need to pick a leverages, not stop and dance with the guy. Close space, pick your leverage, close space. Okay. Get both hands on the guy. So when your thumbs are up and your thumbs are out and palms are up, it teaches you, okay, to bring your hips and your feet with you instead of having the thumbs down and elbows out where you lunge more. Um, and so it teaches a lot of those things with closing space and attacking the ball carrier. So we'll watch it a few more times. It's a great drill we do early on with a helmet. Okay, pretty good job there. Don't dance. He's dancing too much and reaching. Once they do step outside of the box, then it's done. But again, it's just a great drill to teach guys not to dance. He wasn't bad. He danced a couple times there. He needs to run through his leverage. Pick a leverage, run through it. Okay. That's one of the first things we'll do. Okay. Now we'll progress with our punching. Okay. Now we'll do this from we call the 4-point stance, knees and toes, just like we do punch progression and all that. And in this one, okay, we will either teach a punch through the legs. It's a leg tackle, punch through the thighs. Okay. The guy in the middle, it was one of my best tacklers. And like I said, the best tacklers are usually those guys that were excelled in wrestling in high school. He was a wrestler all through high school. He was one of our better tacklers. But he's snapping his hips, extending his legs, punching his arms. So I don't care if they wrap up in this drill. The guy here is horrible, not very good. This guy's really punching hard. Try not to wrap up. And that's fine if he goes around. We're not even working around my word. I'm punching hard. And we will do that with uppercuts too, where we just bring our arms up and in tight. But that's a pretty good job. Then we'll progress from there. Okay, we will progress from one leg up. Now, we always want, we always try to make contact when we near shoulder tackle. We always want to try to have our near leg slightly in front of our back leg because that maximizes your power and your contact. And so what we're doing here, our near leg, we're right shoulder tackling. Our near leg is up, and we're going to try to push off that near leg. And again, the guy in the middle obviously does it the best. Near leg up, he's going to punch, and now he's going to extend off that near leg and wrap up and run through. You can see how much more power he's got because he's doing it right. Okay. So near leg, right shoulder, and then we'll go switch it. We'll do a couple that way, then we'll do a couple left leg up, left shoulder. Okay, now this one, okay, same thing. Okay, near shoulder, we want to punch. See, some of these guys aren't punching, they're just hugging. I tell them they're hugging, they're hugging their sister or mom. You're not hugging. We want to punch our arms hard, and then you end up getting a shoulder punch in there also. And extend off that leg, like this is that kid again, that's pretty good. Extend off that leg, get full extension of your hips, maximize that power. Okay, now this one, we're going to start off two knees again. Okay, now they're going to progress to where they're going to take a step. So now in this one, they're near, okay, their left shoulder in it. So when he moves, these guys, they always have their hands in their private area, kind of protect their gonads, if it, to so to speak, to protect their gonads so they don't get punched with the shoulder or whatever head. But they're going to slightly walk this way in this one. And now he's going to step with the near leg and punch through and left shoulder tackle. So now, again, we're progressing where we're stepping into it and extending. Again, this kid does a pretty decent job of doing that. Extend, wrap up. And all these we will go to the ground. Later when we get up, we won't go to the ground. But when we're doing stuff on our knees, progressing, punching, stepping like this, we'll go to the ground with him. As you can see, again, he's one of my better guys at that. Okay, and then we'll progress to the feet. Okay, now we talk about getting into the good fit. Now, forgot to mention all these drills. We all know how important the eyes is. As I coach in every position, the game is played so much with your eyes as well as your feet. But the eyes are so important. So even when we're on the ground and even when we're here, I always tell them to focus on that near hip. Burn a hole on that near hip. Okay, your leverage side hip. So now our leverage, we're going to right shoulder it. I want these guys' eyes focusing like crazy. Flat back. Okay, good power angle there in a good fit with this leg slightly forward. That near leg is always slightly forward. Okay, and then we're going to punch. On the whistle, they're going to try to push off that leg. Push off that leg, punch their arms through. Okay, some good ones, some bad ones. Some of these guys are getting too high. Some of them aren't punching. They need to try to be more violent, punch the arms through and the shoulder. And always remind him, try to keep the head neutral. He's turning his head a little bit. He's not bad. He's turned his head too much. Try to keep that head, kind of bow that neck like we've always heard when we play. Bow that neck, okay? So we're protecting the neck and the head. Bow that neck. Keep the head neutral as we can. And then, boom, we're going to punch through. Now we don't want to go to the ground. We want to try to hit on the rise slightly and lift a little bit. Like that kid's pretty good at hitting on the rise here. And then run the feet. Most of these drills when we're on their feet, I'd like to see them drive their feet at least 5 yards. Extra steps, 5 yards. Okay, now in this one, okay, we're doing the same thing, just kind of a different angle. Too many guys grabbing. I'd like to show good one and bad ones. I really, none of these guys, he's got a little punch. All these guys are grabbing too much and hugging. I want to see him punch those arms and then wrap when we work technique. Punch the arms. Again, he's not bad. You know, some of these guys are just hugging too much. They just want to hug up. We want to try to punch so we got some power as we stand off that near leg punch and then wrap and drive. And again, it's hard to get these guys low. We try to get them hitting on the rise when we tackle. Okay, now this one, then we progress to 5 yards a day. Now, once we get into this is something, we'll do quite often. All we're doing now is working on kind of walking into it, getting into a good fit, kind of a walking jog, getting into a good fit and timing their punch. Okay, we're working on timing their punch. So we're walk, boom. So what I really want them to think about it now, I want their eyes to focus on their leverage, that near hip, burn a hole in that hip, focus on it, and then try to, as they step and work forward, they're keeping their pad level, and they're going to try, boom, punch on the rise, punch, hit on the rise, which not bad. I'm seeing some guys lift off the ground on the rise and then run their feet through. and wrap up, squeeze, wrap up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.